everyone, it is Bryn from Luxe Color Lounge. I just wanted to pop on here to show you how to properly wash your hair. I think a lot of people, myself included for a while, thought that I really knew how to properly wash my hair, but when I would leave the salon, I would feel my scalp so much cleaner than I could ever get it at home. And that's definitely because we take the time at our lather bar to really get in there and scrub and make sure all of the color is removed and any sort of buildup is removed on the scalp. But that's something that you could also be doing at home. So number one, let's start with the amount of product that you're using. So I think a lot of people think that it's the amount of product in your hand and they squeeze their entire shampoo bottle in their hands and kind of smush it all over the top to really get that lather, and they think that that is what is actually cleaning their hair. The best thing that has ever been told to me and what really set everything in for me was thinking about doing laundry and how little rather detergent that you use in the laundry that cleans your clothes, because it's the spin cycle of the laundry in addition to the detergent that's doing the cleaning. So that for me was huge. So you do not need a lot of shampoo. You really only need less than a quarter size on your palm. You can always add more, you can't take it away. So a lot of people overdo it. The second part of that is making sure that your hair is saturated and wet enough. So a lot of people may not take the time to fully wet their hair, or they're using a body wash, or they're shaving their legs or doing whatever, and their hair is kind of drying before they shampoo. You want your hair to be as completely drenched and saturated as possible before you add that. The water is actually what is contributing to the sudsing, not necessarily the amount of product. So before you add more shampoo, think about adding more water. Thirdly is the application of that. So I think a lot of people just kind of smush like this, and what you really want to get to, the thing that's the most dirty on your hair, is actually your scalp. So you really actually want to get in and use the pads of your fingers rather than your nails. You want to use the pads to really get in and scrub your head. You can also use your entire hand and really move it through and start doing some circles, really get into the scalp, because this isn't the dirty part of your hair. This isn't really that dirty, and the water and the rinsing of all of the shampoo rinsing down through that is what's really gonna clean that. So if you're taking your shampoo and you're making, you have like a cup of it, and then you're kind of smushing it on, lathering it on, and then you're running it through your ends, you're really drying out and kind of damaging when, some people go like this, you're kind of damaging those ends of your hair that are already quite fragile. So instead, you want to just really focus on the scalp. What I actually like to do as well is I'll shift all of my hair to one side wet in the shower, and I'll get all in here and all in the sides and really use my hands and the pads of my fingers to really dig in. Same with the mohawk. I'll go back, dig in there. I'll even flip my head upside down, and I'll get the nape of my neck as well. This is where a lot of buildup tends to happen with people going to the gym, exercising, what have you. So I literally will flip my head in the shower and get back here just as we do at the lather bar here, and really get in there with the pads of my fingers and the base of my hands. So that's super important as well, to really get under here. That really good scrubbing and taking the time to really get into your actual scalp will remove any sort of product residue, sweat buildup, any sort of dryness on the scalp. You can really massage that. The massaging action also helps to bring blood flow and a little bit of stimulation there. Really good for hair growth, really good for getting those natural oils in your body to start producing as well. So don't focus on pouring a huge amount here. Like, remember, it's the spin cycle with a little bit of detergent and a lot of water that does your laundry. That's exactly what you want to think when cleansing your hair. Think about cleansing your scalp first rather than focusing on your hair. The second part to that is conditioner. So what you don't want to do, you want to think the opposite. So shampoo rather, you're focusing on your scalp. Conditioner is where you want to focus on those mids to ends of your hair. So once I already shampooed, I shampoo only once. If you want to shampoo twice and you have a ton of hair and you feel that that's something that is super important to you, have at it. I only shampoo once, and I always condition just due to the nature of, one, I have curly hair, so it's a little bit different of a situation. Curly hair is usually typically a lot drier than like a wavy or straight super fine hair, but I constantly am needing to condition. So in order to properly condition, you never want to focus on conditioner on your scalp. So right away, that's when people tend to say, oh my gosh, I don't know how you go so many days without washing your hair. My hair gets so greasy. I'm such a grease ball, you know, all of these things. Chances are that you're actually placing conditioner on your scalp, and that is actually contributing to that greasy feeling. Because it's so moisturizing on top of your body's natural oil production. So instead, really focus. So, you know, you picture, you know, your hair wet in the shower, it's like kind of slicked down. I'll literally flip my head back and forth like this to loosen it up from my scalp without touching it with conditioner. And before I even put the conditioner in my hand, start to comb through to raise it away from my scalp, so that then when I put a generous amount of conditioner, and that's going to vary from person to person depending on how dry your hair is, depending on how long it is. So I put a really big heaping amount of conditioner into my palm, and then what I'll do is grab it from the mids to ends and really just comb it through. And if you have, I mean, I don't have a ton of hair. If you have a ton of hair, you can section it off and do it in separate sections and really work your way through. Depending on how long it was in between my last wash day, I'll take a wet brush and brush the conditioner through my mids to ends as well. And I'm never focusing close to my scalp. The only pieces that get a little bit dry that I go a little higher are my front pieces. These are usually the ones that I'm hitting with heat more. I might be styling these more, so they're a little bit more dry. That's the only time that I kind of go a little bit further up, and I'll just gently glide. And then I like to leave it all in, wash my body if I have to shave my legs, do whatever else I have to do in the shower before then rinsing. And what I'll do is I'll do a cold rinse. So during the entire time in the shower, if you like to take really hot showers like I do, it's not the greatest for your hair, super hot water. You want more of just like a medium warm water. You don't really want to blow up that hair follicle. And what can really help seal that down after when you're rinsing is a cool rinse. So you can start with, you know, like lukewarm if you've never taken like a cold shower before, but I actually encourage you to like slowly make that a little bit cooler, because if you have watched Gwyneth Paltrow's Goop, there's actually an episode of how integrating some like cold aspects into your daily life, whether it be like taking a plunge in an ocean or taking a cold shower once a day, is actually really super good for your nervous system, and it's also really good for your hair. So a little fun fact there. But if you do a nice cold rinse at the end, it's really good for closing that up, and I encourage you to try it and see if you feel the difference for you. For me, that's something that I've been doing for a really long time, and it definitely, I definitely see the difference in that. So I hope that all of these tips, with the amount of shampoo to use, lots of water, focusing on your scalp, staying away from your scalp when conditioning and really focusing on those mids to ends, and then doing a cool rinse helps to up your at-home shampoo game. And then of course, always come in and see us. We will hook you up at the lather bar and give you the most beautiful head massage during your service. But in the meantime, those are some tips that you can try at home.